Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Grade A Flicks channel for another episode of Grade A Fantasy as we preview the running back position for the Week 3 main slate on FanDuel. Let's get right into it. Just wanted to say real quick, though, I did wanted to, wait as long as I could. We did get a lot of news at the running back position, and then after this video will be the wide receiver position. A lot of people already got ruled out. There's a lot of people that's kind of limited. And there's some interesting news that I want to bring up, so let's go over what I feel are. There's a bunch of them that I think there are a lot of options you can go to, but let's get right through this. Saquon up top, 87. New Orleans defense hasn't playing well, but like I said, it's still Saquon Barkley. He's had an amazing season. Besides that drop that blew the game against Atlanta, but for fantasy, he's still a great fantasy option. You got Bijan Robinson, who's had a solid start. Has a tough matchup, but he's at home, so he'll get plenty of touches, whether it's from the backfield or coming out of the backfield. You got Alvin Kamara, definitely worth the 84 price tag. Alvin Kamara and Jordan Mason should command a lot of ownership this week. Like I said, I did mention that in the defensive video that New Orleans can do some damage. That Philly defense has some leaks, and they are bad at setting edges and stopping the run. This is not the same Philly defense 3 years ago. It's not. So definitely worth the price point. When it comes to the pay up options of everybody here, since we don't have a running back over 9,000, when it comes to the pay ups, without a doubt, I definitely love Kamara, Mason, and you could definitely possibly look at right there at Zamir Gibbs. Like, to me, those are the top three right there. I understand Arizona started well, but that Arizona defense is not that good. It's worth a risk for fantasy. Maybe you can get Goff to not perform at his top potential on the road like he does at home. But like I said, you still got Zamir Gibbs, and Zamir Gibbs is really taking over the touches and opportunities in the backfield. I definitely like him. As we go here, I like to make up an interesting point here. So potential value. I say that because with Joe Mixon, he did practice. He was limited with that, illegal tackle. We all know it was an illegal tackle. So with that illegal tackle, I don't think there's a possibility he's going to play. I think. And then the direct backup, for those who've been watching my videos, y'all remember how much I talked about the Florida running back, Dameon Pierce. So if that's the case, Pierce is dealing with a hamstring injury. So if that's the case, we are looking at these two not making it, and we're going all the way down to 4,500 and 4,000 Cam Akers. Now, once again, it's a tough matchup against a, very good, not a stout, but a very good Minnesota defense. I can honestly see these guys getting maybe a few. I don't think it's a must play, but you definitely got to throw in some lineups when you get somebody at the minimum. We definitely get a lot of discounts at running back. Every now and then you get the 5,000. Oops, didn't mean to touch that. Every now and then you do get the 5,000 type guy, but Cam Akers could be in line for at least anywhere from 12 to 15 carries. I'm not even worried about the fantasy points. If 12 to 15 carries of anything at 4,000, and he should be worth a shot. He'll definitely change. I think it'll be the first time since I started playing FanDuel that I played with someone that cheap. I think somebody that was actually active and who had possibilities to score might have been this year. There was times I took chances on $4,600 and $4,900 tight ends, but if Cam Akers gets it, then you got a 4,000 running back, and then like I said, more than likely he'll split with Dare Ogunbowale at 4,500. Ogunbowale probably will probably be looked at a little more because if Minnesota's stout run front seven slows down Akers, Ogunbowale is more of the pass catcher. He's used more for pass catching. He's definitely not a threat in the run game. He'll be more the third down back. But just something to hold on to and think about as I swipe this out. I really got to get that tab thing out of here. Where was I going? Yes, let's get back to running back. And let's take it off Texans and go to everybody. So, as I said there, so you know what the possible situation is there in Houston. What I feel the other top plays, Derrick Henry. I just think they just need... I like Derrick Henry, just don't love him. I really think this is one of those games where if he gets the goal line look, he gets the goal line look. I really think Lamar is going to have... Like I said, I think Lamar, if you saw the quarterback video, I'll link it in the description. I really think Lamar's in desperate mode. The Ravens can't go 0-3. I think the Ravens have a team that could come back from 0-3. But it is going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult. And I think Lamar needs to get them this win. He needs to get them this win. Absolutely. It's either the Ravens go 0-3 or Dallas goes 1-2 after that great first week 1 performance. With Devon Achane, you have to look out for Mostert, who dropped to 6,500. Right now, Mostert is looking iffy to play next week. So, once again, if that chest doesn't heal up, I think Devon Achane is definitely... he's going to get a lot of value because, like I said, with the backup QB playing for Miami, they're going to lean on Achane for some... And they're going to lean on Achane for some touches and some production. And out of the two, he's the one that gets the passes out the backfield. So, I think, what's his name? I think if, I forgot this guy's name. I can't believe I did. But if Strevler could somehow, I think that's his name. If Strevler could somehow Skylar Thompson. If Skylar Thompson could somehow at least be decent, and some people think he's a competent backup quarterback, Devon Achane is definitely a solid choice. It's just based on the volume. He looks even better if Mostert doesn't play. Like I said, Kenneth Walker, one of my favorite backs, going against Miami. That is a solid and great matchup. So if he doesn't go, I think somebody that might be going low owned, or should have some decent ownership at least, should be Charbonnet. I think Charbonnet is... Wait, I think I passed him. Charbonnet somewhere around here if I'm not mistaken. There we go, 6,700. Was 63 last week. As you can see by the game log, he was the man in the backfield. Didn't have the best game, but the touchdown saved him. But the passing upside helps as well. That's what makes up for it. Even though he could have a dud with a touchdown, like if he just rushes and does that with a touchdown, then yeah, you're looking at him with a 10.6, 9 point whatever. But he does get the targets, 5 last week, 3 in week 1. Obviously, there was a bit of an uptick with the yardage and the targets and the catches. Why? Because Kenneth Walker didn't play last week. So I like Zach Charbonnet's matchup against Miami. That Miami defense, I already said that Miami defense is way underrated. If you have Aaron Jones out, then you're most likely going to be looking at a possibility of the backup Ty Chandler. I think if I scroll down a bit, is about 5,700. Something to worry about there with Aaron Jones. It's just something that happens to Aaron Jones every year. He just gets dinged up. It just happens. 5,500 against Houston. Not the best matchup, but still, for fantasy reasons, there is value. The biggest piece of value, I think that he will be my favorite play if Rachaad White is out. If Rachaad White is out, then you're going to have the young man, the rookie, Bucky Irvin, who was drafted by the Buccaneers. Some people say he'll be the better runner. If they give him if Bucky Irvin gets the full chance, and there you go, it's kind of unique that we talk about Bucky Irvin because look who's right next to him, Carson Steele. Not the best matchup, of course, going against Atlanta, but these are two people of great value. Bucky Irvin, from what news and what they say in the preseason, a lot of people expect him to take over the full running back job and kind of push Rachaad White because Rachaad White is a great receiving back, has great hands. But Bucky Irvin is the better, more consistent, powerful runner. He'll be more consistent as Rachaad White needs a lot of carries to make his rushing game. He needs the quantity. It doesn't take many chances for Bucky Irving because they feel that he's the better natural runner. But if Bucky Irving gets to start with Rashad White's hamstring injury, or is it I think it's a groin, but either way, Bucky Irving gets the Denver Broncos. Broncos run defense, I will attack that all day. I don't even think I'll look at Carson still like that. If Bucky Irving gets to start, he will be my number one value, even if Cam Akers is named the starter and he's at 4,000. Bucky Irving will be in one of the best spots on Sunday. That's also news that you should be looking out for as we head back up here. He's had a solid start to the season. And then, like I said, Green Bay is also a suspect run defense. I got to get some pieces of Tony Pollard this week. It looks even better if the backup second year back, Tajay Spears, is out. He's also dealing with an injury. So at 6,800, that's definitely one of my top plays there as well. And also looking great, flat 6,000, Zamir White. I think I've never talked about the Raiders so much in a group of videos ever. They feature on my defensive video. I did make sense why it makes I did give examples of why it makes sense to get the Gardner Minshew and Zamir White. Now, some people say, "Oh, you need to get the Alexander Madison." Look here, I watched these Raiders games. No, you don't need to get the Alexander Madison. Zamir White, as you can see now, they were down. They didn't really do much, but he still got all this work here. Not workhorse stuff, because a lot of great passes by Minshew. Because remember, this is the game that Minshew threw 30 plus passes. I think he got up to 38, 39. But it's good to see Zamir White get some targets, because it looked like Alexander Madison was the guy. All Alexander Madison has done, all he's done is one play in the San Diego game. That's it. 5 of 19, 6 for 43 and a touchdown. Took a long screen pass. That's it. Last week, 4 touches. And that's all 4 rush attempts with 1 yard and a 1 yard TD. I'm not impressed by that. Not at all. The backfield belongs to Zamir White. Alexander Madison could be a threat to that, but right now he's not. It's Zamir White's backfield, and going against Carolina, I'm not going to lie, even though there's some nice plays up top, a la Bijan, Barkley, Kamara, Mason, I think it stops right there, even though I did mention some other guys. But I think the list of from the 7K range on the way down, I don't think it sounds like you might not need to pay up for a running back this week. I don't think so. Because once you get to Gibbs at 7,900, A-Chain, 7,700. He looks better with Mostert out. Charbonnet looks good with a good matchup. You have Pollard at 68. Bucky Irving at 52. You have Drew. And then I still got to get to a couple other people too that I'm still not done yet, because these guys look good as well. Let's just rise back up here at 6,500. Jerome Ford against the Giants defense? Yes, I will take that. Especially if this is a case where there's a potential for Deshaun Watson to play well. Like I said, anybody who's struggling will seem to rise up against a bad defense. Jerome Ford is going to get a lot of carries. As you can see here, he gets carries. And it's good that Deshaun Watson stinks getting the ball downfield, because he even gets targets in the backfield. Jerome Ford should not be forgotten at 6,500. And another pay down option, yes, I think it's better for him just for the fact of having a better QB. I mean, I don't think I'll get to him. Once again, I'm a 20 to 25 maxer. Occasionally like to play single entry. But if I do, I'm at least going to get one. But I don't think I'll go down this far, because I'm not going to lie, out of all these pay down options, but I do like Chuba Hubbard. Like I said, he should get more volume, because I think with Andy Dalton, they'll be in the game more. Because if you give him some touches, like I said, 6 for 14, couldn't do nothing. He gets passes up the backfield. He's capable of being a 3-down back. But like I said, Andy Dalton gives them just a better chance of not just winning, just to be a better chance of being fantasy viable. Which is why in my wide receiver video, best believe I will be talking about Deontay Johnson in that next one. But those are my plays, or people you should definitely watch out for in the running back position. I really think there's value. Besides, my favorite, like I said, My favorite pay-ups, if you made me choose, I like just Kamara and Mason at 84 and 83. Like I said, it's Bijan and then Barkley's the highest at 87. For me, I like 84, 83, Kamara and Mason, and then after that, I'll drop it a few hundred to get that 79, and I'll keep going from there. Not saying I'm not going to get any pieces of Barkley, but I'm definitely favoring. After Kamara and Mason, I'm definitely favoring Gibbs, and then everything, and then a whole lot from A-Chain 77 all the way down to that 65 range. Keep an eye on Bucky Irvin though, because if he at 5,200, if he gets the Broncos defense, then you might have a lot of lineups where you might see combinations. I would not blame you if you have combinations of A-Chain and Bucky Irvin, or Charbonnet and Bucky Irvin, or Pollard and Jerome Ford, or Jerome Ford and Bucky. I really think Bucky Irvin, if he gets the chance, he will do it. Doesn't mean Rashad Wright can't do it, but he's a little dinged up, and like I said, I don't think he could take and attack the Bronco front line like that. But I'll still have Rashad White. If he clears practice, I will still have Rashad White just because of the opportunity there. But that's the end of that video. I hope you liked the information and preview of the running backs for week 3 on FanDuel. Once again, please like and subscribe. You can please check out my channel. You can check out the playlist, Grade A Fantasy 2024. You will see all the videos there. And like I said, I'll start being more consistent with putting the links in the description. Thank you for tuning in. Wide receiver video coming soon. Good night and good luck in week 3.